health focused videos that I've been making, marathon, be it cooking and stuff. The main goal behind all this has always been to create some sort of ecosystem where I take plants that I grow and infuse them into the recipes that I make, and therefore create an active lifestyle out of self-sustenance kind of life. So for many years, I've always longed that I would like to have my own garden, and I've never stopped doing experiments, with all the things that I wanted to do. So I found a garden, and but before that, let me just show you where I've been doing all my experience for the last 3 years. And this is the place that I've been working. So you can see it's winter and I still have some vegetables that are still growing. So I found a garden. It's not that big, but it's a very good starting point for me to start growing my plants. And the next thing that I'm going to do, that I've started doing through the use of Google Maps, is to do like a zoning. I'm zoning into the garden to see where and what goes where. It's a small place, but it's a very good starting point. So the garden is going to have two functional areas. One will be the recreational part, and the other part will be the one that I'm going to be using plants. And I plan to try to use the historical narrative to look at what has been working, what has been working on this place for the last many years, and to study the plants, and as well as to do a soil test. The good thing is that on this soil there is already 2 meters humus that has been building over the years. So in terms of fertility, I'm good to go. And I'm also considering doing a raised beds, but because I have a 2 meter kind of humus, I'm going to be just going to be growing on the ground. So for the last years, I've been doing my experiments here. I've been longing to find a place where I can grow my own plants, because the balcony has its own limitations. And I'm glad that after so many years, I found a place where I can grow my own plants. And now I do have a very good starting point. This has been the experiments that I've been making with the plants, and it's in winter. And you can see the plants are still growing so well. So the next videos that I'm going to be making will be on this new garden. Like I said, I plan to make it into 2 functional zones, the recreational part, and also where the place that I'm going to grow vegetables. So you are going to see more videos of me into the garden and infusing the plants that I'm going to be growing in my garden into my recipes. If you have not watched videos of me creating salads and stuff, you can watch those videos. The good thing this time is that these videos are going to be, I'm going to be using these plants from my own garden. So let me just take you around so you can see the space that I've been growing my plants for the last 3 years. And to you, the viewer, if you have a dream, if you have a plan, you have a passion about gardening or anything that you have, don't give up. Try to use the available resources that you have to do experimentation. Let me just show you. So this is kale. I'm going to be taking it into the new garden, and you can see we have all sorts, and these are like strawberries. They're just coming up. So that's the plan. So after so many years, I have managed to find a place where I can grow my plants. And in the next videos, the place is looking so raw, untouched. The grass is overgrown. So I'll have to do an analysis of the place, look at what works, um, lots of picking up of rocks and so forth. So that is going to be sort of like the direction this channel is going to be taking into self-sustenance gardening, growing my own plants, and yeah. So if you have not let me just see if there's somebody who's in the chats. Just make your presence known. Thank you for being here. Let's see. All right, live chat. Okay, I don't see any top chats, but so this video is coming to an end. It was just an introduction to what will be coming on this channel. I have told, if you've been there from the beginning, that I found a garden. After so many years, I was limited to growing my plants here. But I am now going to be growing my own plants in my own garden. So I'm going to be, one of the ideas that I do have is I want to have a recreational area where I have lawn and as well as like I said, garden plants, all sorts of gardening plants. I've already found something that I'm going to be growing, and it's February, and these are some of the plants that I'm going to be growing. So if you can see, this is purple sweet potato. It's very, very healthy. It's very healthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make slips out of this. So if you are going to be staying in this channel, you're going to see the progress of from this, how many it's going to become, how much I'm talking about. It's going to increase itself. So I'm going to show you all the process. I might not have the time, but you're going to see the harvest. So based on the current setup here, I'm just able to grow just a very few. So in the garden, I'm going to have sweet potatoes. I'm going to have potatoes. I'm going to have pumpkins. I'm going to have all sorts of plants, all plants that I've experimented here. You can see I've done tomatoes in the past. I've used this as a trellis for my tomatoes. So I do have some kind of experience with growing on small spaces. So if you have been into gardening, this channel is going to be more around that, centered around that area. So I'm just going to make this stream to an end. It was just an introduction to what is coming. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm sitting on 399 subscribers, one short of 400. The goal is maybe before I start my garden to have at least 500 subscribers. But I'm now working on the plan, working with Google, drawing and zoning and everything. So there's a lot of plan that is going to take place. And one thing I can assure you is that I think in the first year, the garden is not going to be that. In the first year, the garden is not going to be. You're not going to get the big picture in the first year, but in the second year, as one settles, the garden is going to be different. And the most important things about gardening is just to begin. So it's February. I'm doing the preparation of the seeds, and So this is the remainder of the stuff that was for the guinea pigs that we used to have. So I'm going to take part of this soil. So part of this soil is going to be going with us. I'm going to be taking it. So like I said, with all gardens, the first year I don't think it's going to be like the Victorian gardens. It's going to take time until I establish a garden, but I do have plans. So if you're interested in seeing the progress of my new garden, I'm moving out from here. This has been my garden over the last 3 years, but it has its own limitations, particularly space and also sun. So I'm so glad that I found a garden after so many years. So I'm also into all sorts of plants, into lots of gardening. So these are sort of like the plants that I also grow indoors. So it's very interested. Always been interested in plants. Okay, these are some of the plants that I grow indoors.